Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling. Shall we see what's going on a lovely island of Fawnhallow today? Yeah, lovely island Fawnhallow today. I paused there because I was like, something about the way I said it sounded wrong and I couldn't figure out what. Anyway, what are we going to talk about today? I'm not particularly sure. Today's Monday. For some reason today, I thought today was like Tuesday or something. No, today is Monday. We had a stream yesterday. I don't know if you've checked it out, but I will say that a thumbnail art I'm drawing for that stream is probably one of my favourites so far. It's just so cute. Anyway, good evening everyone. Right now in Fawnhallow, it's 10:53 PM on Monday, March 17th, 2025. What should we talk about today? Great question. Don't have an answer yet. I'm sort of trying to pass through. I think we're continuing on with our holiday stuff. Tomorrow is when the D&D sessions like sort of restart again. I have kind of a vague idea, but also because we're going to be like warming up again back into D&D, it's probably like not something I can so easily plan for this time. I think I have an idea what's going to happen, but it's going to be a little, at least this session is probably going to be a very, very roleplay heavy session, is my assumption. I don't know if that's the case, and you might be like, oh, you know, so that means you don't have to really do much. No, actually, because it's roleplay heavy, and probably it's going to be rather lore heavy as well. Is my guess. I don't know, so I need to make sure I'm on top of my game. Because it's just sort of side note, you know, as a DM, like a very important thing, especially if you have a more lore-focused campaign, which I'm sure mine is, even if I'm trying to make it quite balanced, by nature of the fact that I strongly prefer storytelling aspect of D&D more than necessarily the RPG aspect. I don't dislike it, I do like it as well. I mean, like, you see how much I talk about like optimization and things like that. Of course I like it, but I like them in sort of different ways. I guess I like running storytelling more than I like running the RPG element of it, but I think playing wise I'm pretty equal on both. But I am very much a player which is a storyteller archetype, or an actor, or probably both. Anyway, not the point. What I was just going to say is, like, as a DM, you know, this is sort of like the crunch time. Like, does your story check out, essentially? Like, obviously it's a story which I planned very early on, from like, not quite from, well, basically most of it's from the beginning, and you know, you drop hints here and there, and you had to make sure that everything is congruous with what you're saying. Like, it's a weird thing where, like, people would say that, oh yeah, you can just change up your story on the fly, and I'm gonna like, I mean, there's parts you can change up, but a lot of it you can't change up, because otherwise it ends up contradicting things which you've said before, which in my opinion would feel probably the worst as a story. You know, the player sort of like putting together the pieces, and they've got the clues, and then them coming to a conclusion and ruling it out because of something I said before if I changed it up. So this is sort of like the ultimate test for a DM perspective, being like, does everything hold up? Can you make sure that you know the story back well enough, back to front? You know, the times that you fill in with improv, you make sure that they don't contradict anything, stuff like that. Make sure that the story all checks out, because your players are going to put it to the test, and when they start trying to uncover it, because in the ultimate goal is, I want my players to be able to figure it out, or at the very least know that they could have figured it out, but then they just didn't put the pieces together or something. I want to make sure that they know they're holding all the pieces. Whether they can assemble the puzzle, ideally I'd like them to assemble the puzzle piece together, but even if they can only do certain sections, they can't put it all together, or, you know, maybe can't put it together at all, then fine, so be it. That's, I guess, maybe that's the optimization part of my brain sort of coming in, being like, this is a puzzle I'm putting together. But anyway, that's not the point. I actually think it probably will skew more roleplay heavy, but depending on how it goes, it could be quite story heavy as well, and flex how well I know my own story, which is a bit scary, because not scary, but like, obviously I'm not, when you're doing a load of sessions over and over again, it's kind of like running through your mind. I haven't really thought about D&D and the story behind it for like 3 weeks now or something, so, you know, there are things I'm probably like rusty on if they ever come up. But I have faith in myself anyway, not the point. The thing I was going to also say is the fact that the next year anniversary of Animal Crossing is coming up soon. How is the thumbnail art coming along? I finished the rough sketch. I'm doing the refined sketch. I sincerely hope I can finish it in time. I'm starting to be quite doubtful, because I have, let's see, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I have about a week So it'll be next Tuesday will be the final day. So next Wednesday is when it should go up, basically the next one. I am going to try so hard to finish it. I am going to guess the fact that I will probably still have, I'm going to say there's still probably like at least 12 hours of work that needs to be done on it. And mainly because it's just the sheer number of characters which are in this one. It's not the most I've ever done, but it's probably the most I've done to like a high degree of detail, is perhaps how I'd put it. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. Like, if it ends up getting delayed, it ends up getting delayed. I think it's like an ongoing joke at this point. But I obviously will genuinely try. So yeah, what are we going to talk about today? I mean, we talked about skiing and snowboarding, both parts of it, holiday. There are other small anecdotes here and there. That we got like a fireplace in the place that we stayed at. I'm not sure what became of this, but like we stayed at an Airbnb which had like a fireplace, a very cool fireplace, had like a sort of glass screen protector in front of it, and it was like in this little sort of cagey thing. I never bothered with a fire because I'm gonna be honest, I don't super know how to start a fire. Like I have a vague idea. Obviously you need like kindling and things, you need to start with like small pieces, make sure fire starts going before you get like the big wooden pieces together, and like the teepee sort of shape is the best way to get actually the fire going, something like that. But I'm not going to pretend that I actually am at all experienced at putting together a fire. I think I've done it like twice maybe before. But it was also very interesting because the place we stayed at had these like glass panels like on the ground in front of the fireplace, which when I first saw it with a friend, I was just like, this is strange. It looks like completely out of place of like the interior decor of the room. And then we spoke about it and it was like, okay, maybe it's because of sparks or something that might come out from a fire, might set the like floorboards or something on fire. And we were like, that kind of makes sense. But it also has a glass like hood which can go in front of a fireplace. So part of me is just kind of like, I guess it only makes sense if you want to keep the fireplace open, but I feel like you would only do that if you were attending to the fireplace at the same time, right? Otherwise you would just keep it closed, but then maybe I guess it's not as warm. I don't know. Anyway, long story short, that glass panel in front of it just shattered randomly. We were just like chilling in front of the TV, the fire was going, it was burning, and then we were just chatting and it went it just like cracked, and we were like, what the heck just happened? We cleaned it up. This is where one thing I do whenever we go into a new place, like a holiday location, I always do is I check all the cupboards and I check everything just to be like, I might need to know where these things are or need to know what we have. This is one of the rare opportunities that came useful, where I was like, we have a dustpan and brush, I know it, I saw it somewhere, and part of me was also like, I think we have a vacuum, I just couldn't remember where the vacuum was. So I found the dustpan and brush eventually because I was like, I know I saw it. I know I saw one. I just need to remember where I saw it. So that's great. And I found the vacuum as well, which was all good. We cleaned it up. Then for dinner, we also had a hot tub, which I like stayed in the hot tub outside in the snow for a bit. That was nice. And we made some ramen, I think, for dinner. But yeah, apart from that, it wasn't particularly anything crazy, I think. I mean, it was very weird, that glass thing. And definitely caught us off guard. But honestly, the Airbnb owners were pretty chill with it. Because I guess because we were very upfront, we were just like, literally, it just broke while we were just like sitting there. We didn't do anything. And we were like, all right, fair enough. We'll send a cleaner around to clean it up. And we were like, oh no, we cleaned it up already. And we were like, okay. We were like, okay, just letting you know. Don't know if anything came of that. It wasn't like proper glass, it was a tempered glass, so designed to break and not have sharp corners. But yeah, what happened later on? I took some I guess these are just sort of like miscellaneous stories I have here and there. I took some photos outside because it looks basically like a winter wonderland. And before we did the activity, which I guess I'll be talking about tomorrow, which was snowmobiling, part of me was like, I do want to go out and actually take some nice self photos here and there, because the place we have in our front garden looks really nice. It has like the stick-like trees with the snow just like resting on top. It looks like a winter wonderland paradise. My friend took like some very nice photos of me outside of here, especially because I had some really fun posing here and there. I fully commit to the posing here and there. I try and do some like sort of fun model like posing. But yeah, I did also like lie down in the snow for some of the photos. Was it worth it? Yes, the photo was pretty good, but I was also wearing a sweater which was not particularly waterproof. So I did like immediately stop and be like, alright, let's get the snow off me before it melts. I don't know, it's nice to have such sort of like a wintry place. It's very aesthetically pleasing, I think. Makes some great photos. I have a lot of like random aesthetic photos here. I don't know why I've taken a photo of a plate, but this one I took in the morning. I woke up, I made myself breakfast, just a nice cup of tea and some toast. I don't know what I've got in here, some like cheese and ham or something, I don't know. I bought stuff to make sandwiches. Because we were going to do sandwiches and we were going to bring them with us when we went skiing, but then we never did that, I think. So I just ended up using the toast to breakfast. Look at ramen we made here as well. Ramen was pretty good. And some friends also got out like this Korean grill thing, and they started grilling it. Oh, how could I forget about this? I absolutely need to talk about this. I can't remember, unfortunately, what it was. I don't know if I took a video of it, but I'm not gonna play the video. Or I guess I could play the video. I could just mute my sound. Mute the desktop audio so you don't hear anything, you just hear my voice. So I can play the video because I need to get what the label is. Okay. Unmute everything. But we bought this, I don't even know what it is. It's like some tinned meat thing. Some tinned meat product. Which apparently ended up tasting a lot like corned beef or something. But we thought it looked a lot like Spam. I don't know why we bought it. I wasn't actually there for the grocery shopping. I think I was doing the key hunting at that point. But unfortunately I don't have the name for it. Because I don't know if any of us took a picture of a label. But it looked... I assumed it was going to be like Spam, and it came out and it was kind of like a cylindrical block. I think it was of meat and pork, all mixed together. And then it had like a ring of congealed fat at the bottom. And presumably, and apparently you are able to just eat it just like that. But I guess we were like a little bit suspicious and we didn't want to get like an upset stomach on the trip or whatever. So we like cut it up and fried it in a pan like you would do fried Spam. It did not fry as well as Spam did, I would say. I think fried Spam is actually quite tasty. This was interesting. I don't think it was bad necessarily, but it wasn't like great either. What is it? Let's see. Finnish tinned meat. 7 Finnish foods that blew me away. I think it was this sort of thing, poronliha, but that's not the right one that we had. Hervey alcohol? No, but I think that's fish. It was meat. It was pork and beef, I'm pretty sure, mixed together. It wasn't bear pate, which sounds insanity. Like absolute insanity. Reindeer? No, it wasn't reindeer. Reindeer is everywhere. Canned beer meat. Greenland pies? I don't know what that is. Fish. Chantarellas? What's that? Cloudberry. I bought cloudberry liquor. I haven't tried it yet. Mammy. No. Fish, canned pork, beef, meat. Oh, this is it. Jalon Stasha. Pork and beef product. So if you want to search it, that's what it is. I don't know what the actual... Is it called... Is this a brand? Oh no, Jalostaja just means processed. So it's just processed pork and meat, I guess. Jalostoja, pork and beef product, saves the day in hectic everyday life. Perfect food for hiking and other outdoor activities, which makes sense because you want something which has a long sort of like shelf life and preserves pretty well if you're out hiking, because you can't exactly just keep around something which needs to be refrigerated, right? It's got a lot of protein in, which I assume, well actually that's probably not what you want out on a hike, right? Don't you surely you want carbs out on a hike? I don't know. Anyway, but okay, I guess it would be like long-term camping, like if you're in like a harsh environment, right? You need some source of protein, presumably. All canned food is made in Finland. I guess this is a brand. Is it a brand or is Valmiste what it is? It says Cienja on it. J.A. Cienja Limited. Okay, so I guess that's brand. No, Cienja is the product. Jalostasia? Is that the brand? Okay, Jalostasia looks like it's the brand. I don't know Finnish, by the way, so this is very confusing for me. Yeah. It's just like a... There's pork, pigskin, beef, pork fat. Modified maize starch, cow heart, soy protein, salt stabilizer, E450, spice, extract, flavor enhancer, E621, antioxidant, E315. I assume that's rapeseed oil, aroma, preservative, sodium nitrite. Meat content, 50%. Meat and other ingredients comparable to meat altogether, 60%. So that means 40% of it is... 50% of it is meat. 10% of it is ingredients comparable to meat. And then 40% of this is not meat whatsoever. To be fair, a lot of it was oil, mind you, so it's probably not as scary as it seems. But yeah, it was a fascinating thing. We have a red one, which is Cienja Naudananiha, which I assume Cien means pork, and Naudan Liha means beef or something. There's a blue one, which is the other way around. I guess one has more beef, one has more pork. Yeah, so this was a pork one. So I guess this means canned meat, pork, more pork than beef. And the other one is more beef and pork. Not much more beef and pork. I guess pork must be a lot cheaper or something. What's this one? Just a beef product. Naudan Liha. Ah, so ja must mean and. So it's probably Naudan means beef. Ja. Xian. 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 I don't know how to say this in Finnish. It's probably pork. And Liha is product. I don't know what Valmiste means. Valmiste. Finnish. Preparation. Okay. So that's the saying, it's the processed part. Interesting. Anyway, processed meats and tinned meats like that is not something I have particularly often, obviously, because I'm not, like, in the army. I don't go on like these crazy hiking things, but yeah, overall, it was fine. I wouldn't have it again, but if I was out, like, camping or something, or needed it, or in a place where I required, like, tinned or canned food, I'd probably be like, you know what, this is popping. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to round this episode off here. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons, and I've been there, darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope to see each other again, but for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now.